Welcome back to Elements of Art in our unit on shape. I'm Natasha and I have another art question for you. Are you ready for our culminating project on the element of shape? Well, let's hope so, because it is time to make some shape-based art. So be sure to have your PDF out and ready. You can either open it in another tab or print it out. Just be sure to refer to it as we go through the lesson. Crafting an artistic project presents a valuable opportunity to exercise your creative abilities and strengthen your understanding of the concepts covered in this unit. Within this unit of shape, we have covered a variety of topics and viewed numerous examples. It's now time for you to have the opportunity to choose from 3 different project prompts and get to work showing what you've learned. In today's lesson, we will introduce 3 project prompts, explain the instructions and objectives of each, discuss how to prepare, and see an example of what they could look like when they are complete. In this unit, we have covered the definition of shape, the differences between geometric and organic shape, how to use shape as building blocks in your drawings. We've looked at different art movements that focused on shape, looked at shape in our environment, and analyzed some shape-based works by Paul Klee and Juan Gris. Now, with a culminating project, you have the opportunity to demonstrate what you've learned by making an art piece. We will cover 3 different project prompts, and you will get to choose your favorite of the 3 and get to work. Your PDF will be a big resource for this video. In the PDF, you will find a list of research and preparation steps, a materials list, and step-by-step instructions for each culminating project option. It is also home to the rubric for your self-evaluation when you've completed your artwork. Be sure to reference your PDF before, during, and after your work this week. Our first culminating project option is a Cubist-style painting of 3 rubber ducks. This is a fun and bright exercise in Cubism. For this project, our objective is to learn how to use basic shapes to create a composition in a Cubist style. We discussed the idea of Cubism briefly in EOA 3.1, where we learned that Cubism was an art movement that originated in the early 20th century, associated with artists like Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque. It involved the use of geometric shapes to create abstract representations of objects and scenes. It used fragmentation and the idea of looking at things from various perspectives at the same time. You'll be using the style of Cubism to complete this project. It will likely help you to do a bit of research on your own about Cubism before starting this project. Some things to focus on during this research include investigating the characteristics of Cubism, looking into the key artists of the movement, Picasso and Braque, and analyzing some of their works, researching the origins and influences on Cubism, and lastly, focus on studying the techniques used. To get started with this project, you will begin by selecting your reference. You may use 3 actual rubber ducks in an arrangement of your choice, or a photo reference of 3 rubber ducks. Make sure that in either scenario, there is some overlapping of the placement of the ducks. Create thumbnail sketches to help you decide on your perfect arrangement for the ducks. When planning out your design of the duck trio, remember to use basic shapes like circles, squares, and triangles. Also remember that layering and overlapping shapes is vital to creating a Cubist-style composition. I'm going to do a quick speed through of how I would start my painting and divide my ducks into basic shapes and emphasize the overlapping. the start of my example from the demonstration. As you can see, my ducks are divided into basic shapes and divided further where the ducks overlap. I have everything sketched out and prepared so that now I may begin applying my paint. I want to allow each individual shape to have its own color identity. If I do not do so, the shapes will disappear and not really be individually visible. Here is the finished example from the demonstration. As you can see, my 3 ducks are presented in a fragmented and distorted manner. The ducks are depicted from multiple viewpoints and are composed of angular, geometric shapes that create a sense of two-dimensionality. If you chose to do this culminating project, your duck painting should not look exactly like mine, but should include some of these Cubist characteristics. Our second culminating project option is a triangulated landscape or seascape, where you will take a traditional outdoor scene and break it into a collection of 3-sided triangular shapes. The objective for this project is to use triangles effectively to create a recognizable landscape or seascape and achieve balance and interest in the artwork. First, we need to understand the concept of a landscape or seascape. While both are images found of the outdoors, a landscape typically depicts natural scenery such as mountain ranges, a forest, hills, or plains. A seascape, on the other hand, depicts a view of the sea or a coastal scene, such as a beach, a harbor, or a lighthouse. Do a little bit of solitary research on landscapes and seascapes before you begin this project. You can use online search engines, look for landscape and seascape artists, go to museums or galleries in person or virtually, reference your own family vacation photography, or go outside and observe your surroundings. For this project option, you'll begin by listing landscape or seascape ideas and drawing thumbnail sketches. Remember, your chosen landscape or seascape can be taken from a real-life view out of your window, a scene you photographed from a vacation, or a photo or even an artwork found online. I'll demonstrate how to reference your sketch and pencil in your chosen landscape or seascape. As you can see here, I have a light sketch of my overall scene. Now I'm going to divide each section of space into triangles of different sizes and directions. I need to think about how to differentiate each section of my scene. How will the viewer be able to tell the difference between the sky and the ground or water? Some options include a variety of size, fluctuation of the number of triangles used, color of the triangles, acuteness of angles, or direction of the triangles. I'm going to speed through the division of the landscape into triangles and then show you how I have cut up the space. You must use a ruler or straight edge for this part to have clean, crisp triangles. Here is my completed triangulated scene. As you can see, my triangles have a great deal of variation, and those variations are specifically placed with the intended effect of making each area of the scene separate and identifiable. Once you reach this part of the project, it will be time to choose what color media you wish to use. You may use paint, colored pencil, or marker. It is your choice for this project. Our third and last culminating project option is a Matisse-style modern technology. This will be a depiction of a modern technological invention, such as a smartphone or headphones, that is created in the style of Henri Matisse. This can be a painting project or a cut paper project, as both of these are techniques that Matisse used himself. For this project, our objective is to demonstrate an understanding of Matisse's use of shape and adapt his style to a contemporary subject matter. In Lesson 3.2, we briefly viewed some Matisse-inspired organic shapes. Matisse was an artist whose irregular forms resembled elements found in nature. He used these shapes to create a sense of movement and energy in his compositions. Before starting this project, you should do some research on Matisse. There are some questions you should consider in your PDF. Some of these concern the influences, techniques, and evolution of Matisse's art. Understanding how Matisse used shapes in his art is important when making your own Matisse-style artwork, because it allows you to create a piece that accurately reflects his style and approach. Understanding his technique can guide you in creating a piece that captures the essence of Matisse's style while also expressing your own unique vision. After you've done some research on Matisse and feel that you have a good idea of his style, to get started with this project option, you need to decide which technological device you want to depict in your art. Some examples include smartphones, tablets, laptops, digital cameras, or fitness trackers. Then, look at these devices. Consider how they can be Matisse-ified and create some thumbnail sketches. I'll speed through a series of sketches attempting to use the style of Henri Matisse in my chosen modern technological device. Then, I will select my chosen sketch and draw out my design in its full size. As you can see, I have a nice pencil outline of my Matisse style artwork. Now I have to decide if I want to do a cut paper style collage or create a painting. I'll do a short clip of each technique to provide you with a visual demonstration of how to approach the completion of this project. So as you saw, both options for completing the project, paint or cut paper, will provide a vivid and bold final product. It is really just personal choice as to which method you choose. Cut paper will help you to build your scissor skills and ability to see and adjust your creation of basic shapes in a more tactile way. And the choice of paint will provide more practice in your brush skills with control and clean edging. There's a rubric included in the PDF to help you evaluate your final artwork. Be sure to refer to it when you feel your project is finished. As we learned in Unit 1 with our first culminating project, a rubric is a tool or scoring guide that breaks down a project or assignment into various components and provides criteria for each area ranked on a scale. It is used to determine the overall quality of an artwork. Keep in mind that utilizing a self-assessment rubric can aid in evaluating your artwork by providing a precise set of criteria and expectations for your work. It enables you as an artist to recognize your strengths and weaknesses and concentrate on areas that require improvement and monitor your growth over time. Additionally, use the rubric as a means of personal accountability and motivation to strive for ever higher quality in your artwork. I hope you enjoy choosing a project prompt and have fun incorporating the element of shape as the primary feature of your work. Remember that a rubric is simply a tool for learning and growth, so don't be too hard on yourself. Most importantly, have fun. And remember, art is all around you. Hey!